Hello and welcome back to my small little channel about business information technology. My name is Brezel. I'm studying here in Berlin and I would like to share my own experience with you, how difficult or let's say how easy it can be to pass the interview when you're applying for a job as a working student for business information technology field. The best way you can handle the application process is simply by knowing why you already apply for the company. And the best way to do so is always to ask yourself, what kind of motivation do I have for this job? What kind of skills do I have? And what kind of interest do I want to find during this work experience? Seriously, you should listen to this advice because this is something I haven't done before. And a few months ago I also have applied and I always had negative responses because I didn't know what I should write into my motivation letter, how I can sell myself in a better way. And this is the reason why the negative response rate was really high in this moment. Then a few months later I tried again, I sat myself down, I asked myself those questions and I found good working fields, good industries which definitely fit my interests, which are definitely fit the skills I already have. If you have to write a motivation letter, you should definitely spend a few time to go on the website of the company and to make a list of bullet points what type of values this company has. And the better you can identify yourself with the company values, the easier it is for you to write the motivation letter. Believe me, this is something I haven't done before, and this is the reason why my motivation letter was really general written, let's call it like this. But when I spent my time to learn about the company and the expectation the company has, you will definitely have an easier time to write a great application. And this is also something I have definitely experienced by myself, because when I get the call from the company, they told me, hey, we love your motivation letter, it was one of the best one, and this is the reason why we want to have an application talk with you and see where it goes. And the only reason why it was like this is simply because I spent a little bit of time on the homepage of the company and have taken some bullet points which I also integrated into the motivation letter. When you have the interview talk with the company itself, you should definitely go one day before, or you can also do a few hours before the interview starts. You should spend a few time to prepare yourself. So you have to prepare your mind, you have to prepare your heart for the interview, and you also have to prepare yourself for interview questions. From my experience I have right now, I had to make 3 application processes. So the first application process was a really general one, so it was the same situation like I've told you before. They answer me, tell me about yourself, what kind of working experience do you have, what are the information do you have about the company, do you know what kind of product, do you know what kind of service do we offer. And it was a really general based interview. And if this interview was good, they will usually invite you to a second interview, which will get a more specific one, which means that in this type of interview you will have probably the chance to learn someone who you will have to work with. This is usually someone with a senior position. So this is a really important interview, because this is the situation where they will ask you really specific questions about the job itself. And the last interview is usually the interview where we have to talk about your expectations about the salary. You have to talk about how many hours you want to work as a working student, and a more general based conversation where you usually just have to sign up the contract. The best way how you can lead the conversation is always to lead the conversation from the perspective of the company. And even if they ask questions about you, you have to understand you are as a person probably not important for them, but what is important is the skill set, the work experience, the knowledge, the interest, your expectations, which you connect them all together and bring them on the table on the company, which makes you more perspective. So if they ask you, okay, what kind of work experience do you have? And for example, I have a medical work experience because I've worked a few years in a hospital. This is the type of work experience I can bring on the table. And the reason reason why it's interesting for the company itself is because I have also applied for companies which were focused on the so-called digital health, and this is the type of experience I can definitely connect together with the interests of the company. So I've told him I've worked a few years in medical field, I know how the day-to-day business works in a hospital. You are offering a software solution for those companies, and I can definitely help you to make your software solution even more comfortable, even more understandable for the people like me who have worked a few years ago in this type of position. To make a small conclusion, if you want to succeed in the interview, you should definitely not only write a motivation letter, which is generally speaking like, I am highly motivated, I'm really good in mathematics, I'm really humble, I want to be successful, or whatever kind of attributes you can find, you can tell about yourself, because those type of attributes, you have to understand, human resources people are reading day to day, and it is really too hard to spot for them the really good people from the bad ones. And you not only should use great attributes to describe yourself, but you should also describe how you can show those attributes. And also the second point, which is really important, get some information about the company, spend as much time as possible to get a lot of information about the companies, try to write down the values of the companies. And I know something about you, and I will tell it right now. And this something is that if you have watched to this point this video, I think you definitely like it, and that is the reason why you should definitely subscribe right now, leave a like, and like always, if you have thousands or millions or billions or trillions of questions about the study or job interview itself, you can definitely ask them. I will definitely spend a little bit of time to answer them as good as possible. And yeah, I wish you a great day. I say in German, Dankeschön for watching. We are gonna see us in the next video. Peace.